Okay, y'all, we gonna try this again. I don't know what is going on in the land of Instagram, but your girl is gonna try this again. I'm determined. So we're trying this a different way now with a hard line. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? One of none. What's up, Annette? I see you. Okay, what's up, D-Town Mahogany? I see you. Koi Monique, I see you. Michelle Gray, I see you. What's up, beautiful people? So, this is my podcast setup. Although I was just, hey, Chris, how are you? Hey, Atlanta's #1 podcast. Your girl is getting my podcast chops up, trying to get into the habit of regularly getting out here and speaking to the people. So, you guys, tonight I just wanted to jump on here. I was trying to say a gazillion times earlier today, I had my days all wrong. Had my days all the way wrong. I thought today was a full and whole Thursday. And it turns out that today was indeed Wednesday, which means that I have more days to do what the hell I need to do. But I don't know if you guys have been following me. I've just been, inundated with a whole lot of stuff. Really good stuff too. I know it feels like I get on here sometimes and I'm always venting and ranting and talking about the P family of it all. But there are a lot of really good things happening as well. Lonnie B, hey baby, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys, I'm sure y'all already following Lonnie B. And if you are not already following Lonnie B, then you absolutely should be, because he is that deal. I've had an opportunity to do an interview and I absolutely j'adore him. So anyway, people, I'm having a little cocktail tonight. Pause for the sip. Y'all, this is that good old cheap barefoot Riesling. When I tell you, certain, excuse me, certain good old cheap wines and Rieslings, I absolutely love. Hello, media ministry. What does that mean? You are a minister of the media. Are you a minister of the media? What does that mean? I would surely like to know. Hey, Majanda Perry. What's up, Gretchen? Okay, Soror. Hey. Thank you so much for sharing me on Facebook. What's up, Soror, Gretchen? So, you guys, I was saying, super excited about the fact, I don't know if y'all can see my shirt. Let me move this mic stand a little bit so y'all can see. Oh, your mic. Then I have to move the mic, and then my husband going to be letting me have it because we're trying to get the audio right. Is audio good? Give me some thumbs up. But I was saying on my earlier live that was disrupted that I am now officially so honored to be an honorary member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And it is such an honor to be a part of this organization, this sisterhood, Greater Women, Greater World. Shout out to my soror, Deborah Brown. I'm just, all my sorors have just shown us nothing but love. I'm sorry, you guys, we giving y'all hella Neo energy. I'm also drinking water while I'm drinking inexpensive Riesling. That barefoot Riesling, listen. Who was it? That Riesling, though. Exactly. Annette, listen, y'all. Wine, good wine does not have to be expensive. And that barefoot Riesling, it's like a gold winner. It's the one, that yellow bottle, baby. Matter of fact, I might as well just go and take another sip for the sisters who also drink barefoot Riesling. Cheers. Who happen to be sorors? Greater women, greater wine. Ooh, y'all, that's an idea. But anyway, didn't want to come on here and stay on here very long. Just wanted to encourage you all, as I tend to do every single day. Please log on to wirf.tv and subscribe and join. It is so dope to have the ability to get your content out to your people the way you want it to get to the people. And WIRF.tv is doing exactly that. So we're actually, if you go on there tomorrow, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm actually going to show some really lengthy parts of From the Bottom Up, the series I did on BET with Flavor Unit, Queen Latifah and Shakim. And the first season of From the Bottom Up was Christine Beatty, who was at the center of the Kwame Kilpatrick controversy. Kimberly Smedley, who served federal time for doing illegal butt injections. Stacey J. Johnson, who's one of my closest friends in the world, love her dearly. Crystal Wilson. And it was an amazing, and Sarah Stokes, I'm sorry, and Sarah Stokes, which I showed you guys the other night, Sarah Stokes' documentary or her trailer for her documentary. So I'm excited about showing you guys some of the content that's going to be coming to Worth TV. So make sure that you subscribe to the network, subscribe to the channel. We're on YouTube right now. We are working on the app, but as y'all are aware, I'm also working on suing people for copyright infringement. That video is coming on Sunday. That's what I want y'all to know. I will be releasing my most transparent, honest, real, probably the most thorough, a video where you'll probably hear and see things that you haven't heard and seen related to my case against P-Valley before. You will see it on Sunday. We already got it queued up and ready to go. Matter of fact, I ain't even got to be there to push the button. It's ready to go. So you guys, please go over to worthtv.com/Worth News so you can get the latest and the greatest on the update on the case. Also, for some good old entertainment and some great content that has nothing to do with the case, go to worth.tv, which is my YouTube channel. And it basically is a sneak peek into some of the stuff that we're going to be giving you guys on our streaming platform. It's a lot of streaming platforms out here, and Black women are making them hugely successful. So I think it's time for us to have our own. So that is what I've been building in the midst of a major, huge copyright infringement litigation. Hey, Samir, my niece is on here. I got to see my great nephew is what I got to do. I love you all. I love y'all. Hey, Melissa Taylor. Hey, Jarrell Young. Hey, Candy Hughes. Hey, Lania Blanco. Hey, Zephyr Clark. Hey, Alicia Floyd. Auntie Nikki's on here drinking a little bit of Riesling and just chatting with the people. Like I said, y'all, I'm trying to get into the habit of doing this nightly because there may just be a little something in the pipeline on the nightly side with your girl. Been talking to some folks about some things in that space. So we've been practicing and kind of, just putting in the work with this podcast. Also, our YouTube channel is monetized. So please, by all means. And I know when I start saying YouTube and trying to send y'all over to other stuff, that's why I be 3 people on my live, because they, don't take so kindly to you trying to have people branch off into other shit that is more lucrative. But I didn't say that. The Riesling, Barefoot did. What's up, Big Chris? What's up, Tamar? So if anybody has any questions for me that you've always wanted to ask, you've always been interested. While I'm here. Brownstone. So we have been busting our booties on the road, getting it in, doing the very best that we can to get out here and really give it to the people. And we have a show in Philly on the 18th. Come see us at the Dell. The Dell is one of our favorite venues ever. I love the Dell. I love Philly. My husband is a Philly cat, so I'm a Philly kitten. And then we have a show in Detroit. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm sorry if this is loud, because I know this audio is probably... Listen, we have not performed with SWV since forever. And not only are we... Thank you, Lorenzo Ice T Thomas. Thank you, Lorenzo. Social Conflicts, which is also on our YouTube channel. I showed it live for free. If you join our network on worth.tv, which is the YouTube channel, you can watch that short film anytime right there. And we're also going to have a bunch of other exclusive content on the worth.tv YouTube channel. So you just go in there and you click join where it says join, and you become a monthly subscriber. You are helping sow into really dope content that entertains, uplifts, empowers, inspires people, and is funny and is good. And you guys, that's the other thing. We've been, Maria Harper, who I affectionately call Mama Maria. She designs for everybody. She is designing our looks for Detroit. Cause baby, let me drink a little sip of water. Baby, listen. Detroit, Brownstone, and SWV, and Jagged Edge, that's a show you want to go see. I mean, you want to go see us at the Dell. That's, excuse me, Drew Hill. Okay, don't give me the naming, folks. I think Jagged Edge is on that too. The flyers, go to Brownstone, official Brownstone, and you'll see the flyers and you'll know exactly. Let me tell y'all who it is. Hold up, I'm about to tell y'all right now because I had just posted that damn flyer. But I'm grateful to God that we are able to actually do the things that we love and get out here and really perform 30 years later. Man, 30 freaking years later, almost 30 years, y'all, it's been. And we're doing new music. And it's taken a minute. You know, some people have definitely, I'm about to tell y'all who we on the road with in the next, hold on one second. Y'all, have y'all heard that Shaka Khan single? Shaka Khan saving R&B with that record. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how dramatic people think. What I'm saying is Shaka Khan is saving R&B with her new single, Woman Like Me. It's crazy. Okay, so we're in Philly with Drew Hill, Silk, and Next. Ooh, that's a good show. So get your tickets in Philly. Brownstone, Drew Hill, Next. How do I show it? I show it this way. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, and then SWV, Brownstone, and Jagged Edge. That 90s R&B, you guys, people, y'all showing up for us, and we love you for it. And I'm working on something kind of cool for next week. Not next week, after the Philly show, so it's the week after next. But we're coming up on the 10-year reunion of R&B Divas. So if you become a member, ooh, that was terrible. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been drinking wine charged to my wine and not my heart. But if you are a fan of R&B Divas, if you watch the show and got anything from it, then if you log on to my YouTube channel and you join, you will be a part of our 10-year anniversary viewing party of season 1, episode 1, the very first episode of R&B Divas. So I'm going to be watching that live. I have asked, I've invited the entire cast. A few people have said they definitely are interested in hanging out. I'm not going to disclose who they are until I know, everybody that's coming to hang out and watch it with us. But we're going to watch. We coming on the 10-year anniversary of R&B Divas. I cannot believe that it's been 10 years. So we're going to watch it, and hopefully we'll be watching it with y'all. This is going to be the 20th. Okay, so R&B Divas, y'all listen. Y'all old as hell too. So y'all might as well go on ahead on and embrace it. Just go on and embrace the shit. You old too. It's been 10 whole years. We debuted August 20th, 2012. And we're going to watch it live August 20th, 2022. So I reached out to everyone, and people are very busy, so I understand that totally and completely. But we're going to see if people will click in and watch it with us. We're watching the first episode. Hopefully, if this goes well and people show that they're really interested, then, we might air the second and third and fourth and, maybe a new season one day. Who knows? Only God knows. Hey, Life. I'm well, honey. When are they bringing it back? We don't know. There have been some loose conversations about it. There's a whole lot. Let me put this in here, y'all. This is where you can register to be a part of the R&B Divas watch party on the 20th with some of the cast. Worth TV, click join. So you guys can join the conversation. Click join. So the other thing I'm excited about is I have another short film coming. If you watch Social Conflict and enjoyed that, thank you so much. We were recognized by a lot of different places. That was really cool. I'm really geeked up about it. If you are interested, please make sure you go to worth.tv, click join, and watch Social Conflict film. I'm also going to show you guys the beginnings of R&B Divas, where we were, what it was before we became divas. That's going to be in my exclusive content on worth.tv, right? So again, if y'all are just coming into the conversation, the reset is that I'm talking about all the dope ass exclusive content that I'm going to be showing on our worth.tv YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to the link in the bio, click worth.tv, and then click join and join a tier. And then what happens is when we move over, or not move over, when we add the actual streaming app, which you'll be able to just go directly to on your phone, Fort Worth TV, you'll automatically be grandfathered into that at the same rate. And just to kind of give y'all an idea of the kind of stuff. Thank you, Lorenzo. It means the world. Lorenzo, I'm trying to do some radio stuff. So, wink, wink. I might need some tips. I got a lot of friends in radio. Lorenzo's one of them, a bunch of people that are doing really great things. Shout out to Miss Jones. I don't want to give the number, the station, because I don't remember it, but follow Miss Jones, y'all. Jonesy, dope ass singer from the 90s, who's also a radio personality now. She just did a deal. I think she did it with Skip. Shout out to Angela Yee, who just did a deal where she's now exiting the Breakfast Club and entering her own space, which is so dope. I love to see women win. I love to see Black women win. I love to see all people win. But something extra special to see, because, I know you guys get tired of us talking about it, and I know that it starts to sound like a broken record, but we really are undervalued. We do 3 and 4 times as much for half as little. It's crazy. It's bananas. But anyway, that's why they have diversity and inclusion, which, again, diversity and inclusion to me are just buzzwords. The ones that really make sense are ownership, partnership, equity. That's it. That's it. That's all. And I know that people don't like to hear it because it makes them really examine themselves. And it makes so much sense to just give people partnerships, to partner with people versus have them work for you. I like to have partnerships in every situation that I go in, because that is how we accomplish things that people see as impossible. We partner with people who are great in the spaces that they are. Every DP that I've ever, Shannon, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I miss you. What up, Shannon Stuckey, Detroit girls? I love it. But one of the reasons why I just go so hard and I advocate so much, y'all listen, it would be so much easier. I say this all the time. It would be so much easier for me to just fluff y'all to pieces. Like, I would probably have a whole lot more followers. I would probably have a whole lot more buzz all over the place if I was just hitting y'all with fashions and cars and vacations, and which ain't nothing wrong with that, because it's an escape and I love it and I enjoy it, and shout out to anybody making a living off of it. But I've just chosen to take that route where you just kind of roll up your sleeves and do that work that people don't really, they're like, oh, that's too real. I come over here to be in a little fantasy. So if you, I'm just talking shit, blame it on the Riesling. So if you want to see more really amazing stories, there's so many great, incredible stories. So many great. Let me tell y'all one in particular that I'm really, no, I better not say that. See, I got a little touch of PTSD. I'll be getting ready to talk about some shit, and then I'm like, dang, them people probably watching and listening and me trying to look for the opportunity to take another genius idea. So unfortunately, I have to hold things close to my vest until the very last minute. But thank God we work and live in a world now where that's how it works. Because most people, you tell somebody that told me 3 weeks ago about something that's happening in 2 weeks, I ain't thinking about it until that day of the week, few days before. So we do live in a world where you can tell people shit at the last minute and they'll still show up. So I'm going to tell y'all at the last minute, and hopefully y'all still show up. So what can we talk about, you guys? Oh, listen to Wendy Williams. Did y'all see, who saw the Wendy Williams video? Oh, I wish I could pull that video up. Okay, perfect. Ash asks, what do you think about the woman in Atlanta that was detained with full force? Ooh, this is a good one. Girl, this is a good one. Hold on, let me see. I got a little sip left, so I can blame it on her. I'm finna answer your question. So Ash wants to know what I think about the woman in Atlanta who was detained with full force. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. So listen, y'all. So first of all, I think we all know by now And if you don't know by now, I don't know where you've been living. I don't know what you've been looking at. But police and black people both. And the crazy thing is black police officers, as in the case of this woman who people believe the officer used excessive force. People are tired on all sides of it. People are tired. People are tired. This is a case of two things being absolutely correct, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. This is a case of two things being absolutely correct. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about the officer who people are asking whether or not he used excessive force against the woman in the park. So this is how two things are correct and two sides are right in my eyes. Number one, we know by now that officers are on edge. We know by now that there's this whole thing with the people and the police. And people have every right to ask questions that they ask about police brutality. This is not a question of that. But if you already know that there is a history of officers snapping, whether they're white, black, Latina, whatever, and the officers know that there's a history of the people they pulling over snapping, like in the case of when Boosie got pulled over. Everybody's just tense. Everybody just shut up, comply, and handle that shit in broad daylight the next day, because the badge number's on the ticket. The officer's name is on the ticket. Let the man write the ticket, sign the ticket. Okay, what you say I did? You said I rolled over a couple squirrels in the park, and I sure did. What you say? I was smoking meth? Okay, yes, sir, officer. Yeah, just comply. That's it. Shut the fuck up. Please. I don't know what else to say to black people, black women, black. And then she's not wrong because he used excessive force. But that's like saying, I put my hand on the stove and the fire was on and it burned me. If you know it's fire, don't put your hand on it. If you know saying something out of pocket might trigger a cop on edge, shut it back up and just, this is the after hours one, y'all, comply. Just do what he's saying, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that we're going to march for you if, heaven forbid, something awful and terrible happened to you and you lost your life and we were watching the replay of that video and you weren't here anymore, right? It was wrong. It was excessive. Absolutely. I don't think she did anything wrong. But the whole point is you just need the wrong thing, in my opinion, when it comes to interactions with police is anything that could get your ass slammed to the ground, possibly killed, and not able to go home and see your family tonight. That's the only wrong thing. Listen, comply. Yes, that's what happened. Okay, what? Yes. Okay. Huh? What you need me to do? You need me to take, okay, what? Take these. Okay, here. What else? Huh? That's it. Get your ticket, roll out. Being a hero, shiro, whatever it is, in the field because somebody's filming or whatever, it's just not the thing. And I'm not saying that that's what she was trying to do. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying that's what I would do. That's what I encourage everybody I know and love to do. I just think when you're in a situation, we know what's going on with these cops. Well, we don't know what's going on with these cops because we're not cops, so we don't know shit. But we know it's a tense situation on all sides. So I'm always a diffuser. I'm always a, what do we need to do? Okay, I'm on the ground. Okay, cool. And I'm thinking in my mind, I can't wait to call my lawyers tomorrow morning. Let me just get home. And that's what I tell my husband. And that's what I tell young people in my family. Like, time out for being a hero. Time out for being a hashtag. Time out for, like, you know, standing up for yourself while somebody's filming and just in case anything happens. Just comply. Let these people do whatever the hell. Let them throw you around like a rag doll. Just shut up. Let it happen. Because it's always, and it sounds terrible, I know, but fighting back the police is just physically and tussling and all. It's just not a good idea to me. Now, somebody else might totally disagree. I don't ever think it's a good idea to do that. Ever. Now, if you're fighting for your life and you're trying, it's the foot on the neck and all, that's a whole other kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we see how it ends up all the time. Shout out to my soror, Sandra Bland. You know what I'm saying? Like my soror. Woo. My soror. Oh, that felt so good to say that. Shout out to my soror, Sandra Bland. Right? You don't know what you'll do in that situation until you're in it. But I think it's dangerous to take a chance because enough of us have died at the hands of angry, violent, hostile people. We just gonna call them people because just like, hold on, let me see what you said, Ash. I'm about to bring up an important point, but let me think about how I'm gonna phrase this because most people gonna get what I'm talking about. Okay. But a white person can do the same thing and they're scared of them. They're scared of them white when they get argumentative. Yeah, you're right. That's why I said two things can be right, Ash. You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. It's not fair. The deck is stacked against us. We can't do the same shit they can do. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. It's awful. It is terrible. It is unfair. It lacks equity, equality, character, all of the above. It's racist. It's foul. We can't do it. We can't be like white people. We don't have this thing called white privilege. It's wrong and we should. It's unfair. And one day if we fight and keep fighting but do it the right way, we will. But what we have to get into the habit of, and I say this all the time, and you guys listen. The number of times I've been violated, the amount of times I've wanted to the number of times I wanted to just go absent without leave and listen. But that's a reaction and it's counterproductive. Now hear me. This is the problem with us. This is the issue with us. The issue with us is that we're emotional. We're human. We have been treated poorly. We are always, feels like playing catch up. And the game always changes halfway through for us. It's just what it is. And we feel entitled to react because the shit is foul. I can't tell y'all how much I suffer from TMJ. If I open up my mouth right now, my jaw click. I said I'm gonna stop doing that because it's not attractive, it's not cool, and it puts bad energy out there. But I suffer from TMJ because there's so much I want to say that I can't say because I know that the color of my skin limits my ability to speak my truth without being choose the right word, misunderstood. Without being misunderstood. Very, very difficult for me to speak my truth for any black woman in this country, most black men in this country, most black people in this country, to speak how we feel without it being misunderstood, misinterpreted, misjudged. There are things that have happened to me in this business. I see you, Rachel. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you in Detroit. I know I keep on saying that because every time I come, I be too busy. But anyway, I digress. There are men in this business who do on a regular basis. And this ain't about, you guys, don't get it twisted. Like, that's the other thing we have to, I think we have to get out of the habit of. These are my thoughts. This is Night with Nicci. God damn it. This is what I think. I want to hear what y'all think too, though. But we have to get out of the habit of thinking that because we disagree with something, that we have a problem with someone. Like, don't be my friend if I can't tell you how I'm really feeling and you not like what you hear. And don't be the friend that doesn't tell me the shit that I need to hear because you don't think I like what I hear. I said it in a live before. It's like, if you're a Democrat, I'm not trying to turn this into politics, but if you're a Democrat in this country, there's this idea that you have, well, some people have this idea that you have to agree with everything. If you're a Republican in this country, people have their own opinions. That's what makes us dope and different. What Black people have to get into the habit of practicing more, because I know some people out there, we do. I don't know who you be hanging out. What Black people need to get into the habit of practicing more is stop being so reactive and start being more proactive, right? Because what I have found in my lifetime, and I'm 52, and I'm a happy person. I be mad at a lot of people a lot of times, and I have to remember to be proactive and not reactive, because it is our reactiveness, the shit that makes us dope, the shit that makes us great rappers and singers and artists and activists, and we can cook our ass off, we can dance, the vibration we're on, the stuff that makes us dope is our connection to our emotions and how we can translate that into art, which is why, or any form, any talent, basketball, shit, painting, dancing, we do it in a way that nobody else does, period. Melanated folks just, hey sister, I see you, I love you. We just get it, and we just do it in a way that nobody really, does. And that is because of our ability to be in touch with who we are and our emotional side. Emotional intelligence is a big thing we need to practice more of. We have emotional responses to things. We need to really practice being proactive and strengthening that emotional intelligence muscle, because we have to understand that we can't do the things that other people in this country can do and get away with it. We have to understand we cannot go to the park and be there after hours when it's closed and start asking cops for badge numbers. It's on the ticket. His name on the ticket. And if it ain't, when you get up the next day after you've had a chance to calm down and breathe and really think about it, and you sign that ticket, you can always dispute a ticket. Like that on the line, I had to pay for a ticket today for speeding in the school zone that I forgot about. And when I called them, people said, would you like to dispute your ticket? You can push a button and dispute a ticket, a citation. Why risk your life for it? Now, yeah, the question is, why should you saying, hey, sir, what's your badge number mean that you're going to risk your life? But this is the world we live in. This is what this country has become. It's not going to change because we stand there and demand a badge number. Listen, gorgeous sister, smart sister, articulate sister did not deserve to be thrown to the ground. I in no way, shape, or form am condoning the officer's behavior. But we got to start taking responsibility for the things that we encounter or things that happen to us that we could have avoided by just simply doing this. Close your mouth. And I know coming from me, that's a lot. Let me take another sip. What's up, Cheryl? I see you. What's up, Marette? What's up, Latrice? What's up, Sam? Y'all know on this Nights with Nicci podcast, you never know what you're going to get. Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions for me? Ash, I hope I answered your question. Again, reset. Brownstone in Philadelphia on the 18th. We're in Detroit with SSWW to the V on the 27th. Shannon said, "Go home. Don't, don't buck. Don't give me a reason." Right. That's what I'm saying, you guys. I'm sorry. Listen, that's why I say two things can be right. He was dead ass wrong for slamming that lady down to the ground. I don't agree with it. I think it was excessive force. But when you don't know what you're dealing with, keep your mouth closed. Live to speak, to fight, to debate, dispute, take to court, sue. Because, you know, that's the thing, y'all. I'm going to tell you this, real little inside baseball. I don't know why I always say that, because it don't make no sense, but it just sounds like I'm about to tell y'all some shit that y'all, I would ordinarily tell you, but a little inside baseball. People are like, you always suing somebody. Yes, thank you, Ash. Thank you. That's how you do it. That's it. And it sucks because even suing people is a money game, right? That's why your girl out here doing everything. That's why I need y'all to go on ahead and join Worth TV, because we're going to give y'all some great content. It's going to be worth that little $2, $3, whatever. But you have to let people know that you're going to be proactive about getting the results that you want. And I don't care what it's going to take for me to win this case. I'm going to win it. Because it's the truth. It's right. I got my evidence. And I'm not stopping. Period. No matter what. But before I got to that place of feeling like I was in a war and had to take a war footing, I did everything in my power to try to resolve it amicably, quietly, with all the decency I could muster, for it to be a situation where I flat out know somebody infringed on my intellectual property right. Because I went in there and I gave it to you. That's it. And I didn't go in there and give it to you. Let me make sure let me make sure I say this shit the right way. Because, you know, anything you say can and will be used against you. And they looking for a loophole. I went in and pitched it and left the materials. But that is the video that you guys are going to see on Sunday, as I stated earlier in this podcast. And it is the realest I've been. It's the most transparent, and you will hear and see things that you haven't heard or seen connected to this case before. You might have caught a glimpse, but you have no idea. And it's interesting because someone sent me a podcast. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you. That means a lot, y'all. Let me take the time out to really say this too. First of all, thank y'all for watching this night's with Nicci podcast. We're going to grow into something amazing. Thank y'all for being the day ones. I really appreciate it. But let me say this about this case, right? And again, you'll see and hear everything on Sunday. Sunday is the finale of the show. Again, I have to say, haven't watched an episode, but people are always calling me who love me. And there are a lot of people who can look and clearly see, you know, what I see. And you can too if you go to worthmedia.com/Worth News. Again, WIRFmedia.com in my podcast radio voice /WIRFNEWS Worth News. Yeah. But the reason I go so hard, the reason I push through in spite of, you know, feeling anger and hostility and frustration is because I know that our community needs this incredible content, this incredible victory, the resources. Y'all, I was looking at, let me say this. I gotta say this. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. So In college, before I became a member of Sigma Gamma. Y'all see this shirt? That's all I'm saying. Wait, y'all can't see it. Boom. Y'all can see it now. Boom. You see it. Now you see it. Holla at your girl. But before I became a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, I pledged Kappa Sweetheart. You sweet. Yes. So I made lifelong friends. And one of those friends, Robin Terry, is the CEO of the Motown Museum, right? She is a badass, beautiful, smart. Le Bon Chantain is my pet name for her. Well, our pet names for each other. Well, anyway, college. But we pledged Kappa Sweetheart together. And yeah, we was online for 6 weeks. So I don't know if you heard. We did that. But they recently opened phase 1 and phase 2 of the new, Hitsville Next is what they're calling it. And it's so dope. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Detroit, but Hitsville is where my dad worked. Berry Gordy, Motown, right, was housed. Robin's grandmother is Esther Gordy, or was Esther Gordy. She's in heaven. And Esther Gordy founded the museum and the Hitsville, the little blue and white house. And the other day I was on Instagram and I saw Robin, announcing that they did this phase 1 and phase 2. And it just made me so proud because we've known each other since we were, 18, 19 years old. And now we're grown as women, she's got, 2 children. I'm a grandma, and to see her planting seeds for kids in Detroit, for youth in Detroit, creatives in Detroit. I don't quote me, but I think the Motown Museum raised $50 million. They're about to raise a whole bunch more money. And that legacy that Berry Gordy started and created and what that meant for the city of Detroit, what the new legacy that one of my closest friends in the world, who's dope AF, Robin Terry, is doing at the Motown Museum and Hitsville Next. And the fact that they have that whole West Grand Boulevard, like they talk about buying a block. And then I recently heard that Angela Yee has some, and this is not my business to be telling. I hope I'm not telling a bunch of business, but she's even investing in buildings and spaces in Detroit. And when I see all of the dope stuff that's happening in inner cities and places that were, people counted us out. It was bankrupt. Nobody was thinking about the city of Detroit. Now Detroit is in the top 50 places in the world, not the United States, boo, only one of 5 in the US, but in the world that you should visit, right? I hear there are people coming from all over Silicon Valley to get to Detroit. So when I think about this case and what it means, when I think about this fight that I'm having for this intellectual property, and be clear, and I talk a lot about this in the video I'm releasing on Sunday. Again, we gotta just make sure ain't nothing in there that could have them people calling me again, because, whatever. It goes back to what I said. We can't say whatever we want to say, no matter how true it is. Ma'am, you want the badge number and all that other stuff, get it tomorrow. Go home, take a bath, chill, do your research, come in there loaded tomorrow with all your evidence and get it tomorrow. We cannot say everything we want to say. It is not designed that way for us. And it's so important for us to remember that. Period. But back to this Detroit thing. So I just see my city coming up, and my parents and our parents and everybody from Detroit know, they've been talking about, Detroit about to blow up. Detroit. We like, whatever. Detroit is really just becoming a cool ass. Anthony Bourdain said Detroit was one of his favorite cities in the world to visit, right? So as I see my city growing and I see all of this progress, one of the first things I'm going to do is figure out, we've already got the initiatives lined up, but figure out ways to do what we're doing in Detroit, or what we plan to do in Detroit, by repurposing some of the old schools. I'm not going to give my whole thing out about what it is we're trying to do, but it's basically, there are a bunch of abandoned schools in Detroit, and, it's a lot of opportunity for us to figure out ways to repurpose them. And my team and my foundation, we've absolutely found a way to repurpose those buildings. And what I want to do, I've been in this business for almost 30 years. I know that God didn't put me in business with Michael Jackson and Queen Latifah and Tyler Perry and all these amazing people who I've had the opportunity to work with for me to be mediocre, for me to be half-assed. I know he didn't make me an honorary member of Sigma Gamma Rho Incorporated, Sorority Incorporated, for me to be mediocre. It was for me to be greater, no pun intended. And in being greater, I know that we have to sow into the future. Like at some point, we have to take a step away from the microphone, no pun intended, but take a step away from performing and being in front of the camera and fluff and pop and circumstance and really help guide our future generations of entertainers, because these kids are out here destroying their lives, and at the same time that they're destroying their lives, they're destroying our kids and our kids' kids and so on and so forth, because culture is dictated a lot of times by music and TV and film and media. We had this conversation on the live the other day. The most powerful tool in the universe is this mug right here and that camera. And the second most powerful thing is a motherfucker's ability to edit you how he want to edit you and have you not say nothing. But they learn the hard way. I'm not the one for that. So if we know how powerful the media is, right, then we have to make a conscious effort to have more control over it. I ain't gonna hold you up. There ain't no two ways to say it. Your favorite rapper, your favorite actor, your favorite singer, the most successful Black entertainers in this industry don't have the ownership they deserve. It's okay to be wealthy and popular and famous, but if you want to leave something in the world that transcends fame, which is a vapor, and money, which goes away, but legacy and knowledge and information and story, true story, right? Everything is based on story from the Bible. Everything is based on story. If you want things to be better for the future and for your kids and your legacy and your grandkids, then you have to stop with the bullshit. Stop endorsing the bullshit. Stop doing the shit just because it's fun and watching it just because it's funny. I know. This is where I start losing folks. But for real though. The real ones know. Because listen, y'all. I've said this so many times. I said this shit so many times. And it's just crazy how people just, it doesn't resonate. Well, it sticks with who it's supposed to stick with. Even if it sticks with one person, it only takes one. It was only one Michael Jackson in this world. It was only one Prince. It was only one Whitney. That's three people that impacted the world in ways, you know. But my point is just, they're as successful as you will ever get. When it comes to fame, don't get no bigger than Michael Jackson. Doesn't get any bigger than Whitney Houston. Don't get no bigger than Prince. Just doesn't get any bigger. And all of those artists that I named suffered tremendously because there weren't enough people in this industry who understood their language, who had the power to help change the narrative. Because the narrative for all of those greats was the same. They became addicted to some substance because, well, I don't know. I didn't talk to them. I wasn't there. They didn't tell me why, which is another thing. We be talking about shit we don't know. But on the outside looking in, those people suffered because they gave so much. They were artists and sensitive about their shit. And all people wanted to do was take. They wanted them to give them great music. They wanted to give them great performances. They wanted them to sell out concerts. They wanted them to do album covers. We wanted to hear albums. That's what I respect about Rihanna. Baby, listen, that's what, come on. That's what I love about Rihanna. Riri said, look, y'all will get some music when I'm ready to give y'all some music. I'm going to go over here and become the richest entertainer in the world real quick over here with this Fenty right fast. I'm going to go over here and roll up one and chill and smoke me one and relax. And then I'm going to go have me a baby, right? And I'm going to go live in the islands and eat fresh fruit and relax and pull myself together and do what I need to do. And then you motherfuckers will get a record when I'm ready to give y'all one. Whitney didn't have that luxury. I remember Whitney saying one time that if she had just taken the vacation, if her and her baby had went and just, she says, I don't quote me on the interview. Somebody might remember, the diehard Whitney fan, as I am as well. But she says she wishes that she took the time to get some rest. When a person has an opportunity to decompress, to reset, to breathe, then they don't have to become addicted. I'm not saying that's the only reason. I'm just saying, when you out here doing what you need to do to get through to the next show, when you got bones hurting back, y'all do not know what it takes out of an artist. We do 30 minutes. Every now and then we might do an hour. The way that I feel at the end of a show, especially at 50 years old, but I'm just saying, it's something else that you lose when you go out on that stage, because you're giving this energy to the audience. So it's literally like your life's energy that you put into it. I can't imagine what Whitney Houston and Prince and Michael Jackson and all of those incredible people, I can't even imagine the kind of energy that they give to an audience, singing all those songs for hours and dancing and giving all that. I can't imagine them giving. And those people go home and they're full. And you know how we feel when we come back from the Essence Festival, or how we feel when we come back from a concert. Y'all know what that is. It's like, yes, it's electric. It's like, that shit was bomb. Like when I go to Essence, I feel great. Literally, it's euphoria. Like it's just one flow of energy and everybody's just geeked and happy and singing songs and vibing and it's feeling good. And we don't think about the artist that's giving us all that energy and how they go back literally depleted and sweating. Y'all remember how Whitney used to sweat? I do the same damn thing. And how they don't get that reciprocated. Especially them, because at least we can come and I can come on live and vent with y'all for an hour or so, and we can have a conversation and we can dialogue, which is a beautiful thing, right? But a lot of artists don't have that luxury and didn't have that luxury back in the day. Whitney didn't live long enough to know that what she did and what she got, basically nailed to the cross for. These kids out here doing 500,000 trillion times worse than anything Whitney and Bobby ever could have, should have, would have done. And we lost her because there was this stigma attached to addiction in this industry, and it was like something you had to do in secret and you couldn't talk about. Now it's like the thing for little white girls to be like, I was addicted. And I'm just saying, y'all know what I'm talking about. They get on there and talk about addiction and suicide and all the stuff that they were going through, and it's sympathy. Whitney gets grilled. Whitney gets dogged. Speaking of Whitney, and I want to get on this real quick, so this ain't one of the big 12-hour lives, but my point is just Whitney, Prince, Michael, all those dope ass artists from back in the day who we lost way too soon, who suffered from addiction. If they had people in their lives in positions of power and ownership and partnership, who didn't have to sell them up the river for a check, who weren't relying on them to go on a road to make they 10, 15, 20, 30%, whatever, but people who really had their best interest at heart and really could identify early the effects of them being overworked and under cared for, we would still have those amazing artists today. We would be waiting on a new Michael Jackson album or a new Whitney Houston album now, today. The industry would not be the trash. I said it with my chest. Okay, I can't say it represents my sorority sisters, but that's what I feel. trash, garbage this industry has become, because it is not taking care of the artist. And I got on this whole thing because when I see my good friend Robin Terry and the work that they're doing at the Motown Museum in Hitsville next, and the work that I'm trying to do with Worth, WIRF.TV, which y'all should be joining and subscribing and helping. And our Cash App is $Fight for Worth. $Fight for Worth. All donations accepted. But all the work that we're trying to do to make sure that our kids understand how great these people were, and that their legacies mean more than just drug addiction and traumatic lives and 50-11 stories about this and that and the third, and everybody's her friend now, and they're, and his friend now. It's just ridiculous. But we want to put our kids in position to win. We're all very talented people, us melanated folks, and we deserve to have people in place to help protect more of that, so we can tell more of our authentic stories, protect more of the intellectual properties that we create and we build through our blood, sweat, and tears. And that is why I fight as hard as I fight, on top of the fact that I wrote the shit and I pitched it to their asses. And I can't wait for y'all to see this thing on Sunday, because it's telling all of it. Like I said, it's already set in the queue to go. Inside joke. And Whitney and them had to be posed and go out there and not be themselves, as where this new generation like Cardi B can go out there. Yep, exactly. You're 100% right. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's the thing. Like back in the day, it just wasn't as free a world. It's like, you can think of it kind of like what it meant to be gay back then, right? It was a very taboo, shh, don't tell nobody, don't say nothing kind of situation. Whereas now it is people's gender fluid, non-binary, a bitch called me a they, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is just a whole thing that people can live their lives and be who they are. And I wish that artists in the 90s had the same luxury, because we would have so many that we lost. Vesta Williams, I said, died alone and in a hotel room by herself. One of the greatest voices of our time. Phyllis Hyman died alone in a hotel room, committed suicide, right? I know it's dark and it's depressing, but it is what it is. Artists have suffered throughout the years, and I think it's time for us to be real honest about the role that we've played as fans, because all we was worried about was that next record, y'all. Don't front. Me too. I was waiting on that next Prince, Michael. We was waiting on the next records. We didn't humanize them, and we didn't give them the time that they needed. And now that we have people in this industry who, and this is what I'm saying to the entertainment industry, right? Because you have so many of us who get out here and we start talking about, well, let me get to the question. Charles says, we are so comfortable, and I'm gay, and I feel as if nowadays it's pushed on. Yeah, he's okay. I'm glad you said that as a person who's gay. And it's interesting. I have so many gay friends my whole life. My best friend in the world, one of my best friends in the world, who was my cousin Kenny, who unfortunately died of AIDS. He had to hide it. He had to hide it his whole life. And I remember how my family, if you guys saw R&B Divas, I had a breakdown. I had a real serious breakdown. I couldn't perform for Diva Simply Singing because I was overwhelmed with grief in the moment, because I was thinking about Kenny. And Kenny was the first person who told me I could sing. Kenny was the first person who told me that even though I was chubby and, I didn't look like Janet Jackson, that I could sing if I put my heart into it. And he would always practice with me, and he would sit in the room on the acoustic guitar and he would play the music. And Kenny introduced me to Under the Cherry Moon, the Prince. I don't know if you guys, that was like, if you were a Prince fan, when I awake in my boudoir, I think of you, dear. Do you think of me? Do you lie? Do you lie? Hey, when I'm in. Anyway, okay, whatever. That was just that Under the Cherry Moon album was dope. So I just have memories of my cousin Kenny, who was gay, who died of AIDS, singing with me and believing in me. And I couldn't get through the performance because it was the saddest song in the world and I can't sing and cry at the same time. I'm one of them. And I just really was broken. And I thought about how terrible, it was for him. And I think about how, not that it's great for the LGBTQIA community right now, but it's so much more accepting. And I think about musicians and artists and how we were, and some parts of that whole go out there, hold your head up straight, keep your back straight. Like some parts of that, I wish we could get back to. That whole like stuff they did at the Motown folks, artist development. I really wish we could get back to some of that because I think it's important and I think it's completely void of it in the industry today. But the freedom that artists have to express themselves now, the freedom that people have to walk in their true, authentic selves and not be judged for it. I wish Whitney Houston had that opportunity to be who she was. And I don't know what happened in her love life. I don't know, what her sexual, I didn't know her like that. We met a few times. We hung out at some parties. Hey girl, hi, very that. But she was a sister in music and she was Whitney Houston to me. Furthermore, forget a sister in music. She was Whitney Houston. So when her death happened and I was doing all of this advocacy and speaking about how frustrated I am about this industry just allowing our artists to do whatever the hell and die and nobody's there to like stop them from hitting that brick wall, I did it because I was angry and I did it because I understood that it needed to be called out. And when we say things to this, we express ourselves to this industry as a whole, it isn't because we want beef. Some of us, like me, I'm just the crazy one who's like, okay, we got to beef about it. Let's beef about it. Let's go, whatever. But for the most part, the average person, we just want things to be better. We just want things to be more fair and amicable and equal. That's all. What we're talking about, Joseph, hi, my love. What we're talking about, the question came up, well, we were talking about a lot of stuff. The first thing we talked about was whether or not there was excessive force used with the cop and the woman in the park. And the short answer to that for me is just keep your mouth shut. Just get home safely and live to fight another day. Don't be arguing with no police because it's a sensitive time, And then we started talking about just kind of artists and creatives. And I kind of went on this whole tangent, as I tend to, about how different things are now versus how they were in the 90s. And, artists have such freedom to just be whoever they are now. And back then, artists didn't have it. And as a result of not having that freedom and being afraid of being judged and not having, well, let me say this and then I'll get to this mental health thing real quick. But not having the ability to just be who you are and live your life and your authentic self, whether you're gay, straight, like to smoke, whatever. These days, it's fine. Back then, it was not. If it had been more fine then, Whitney, Michael, Prince, and a lot of other people, I believe, would still be here. I think it's because people felt like they had to do things in secret. And it's kind of like what's happening with incarceration for marijuana charges and marijuana now being legal. That's just so irritating. I don't know what to do. But that's a whole political argument that I can't get into. But I don't understand for the life of me why I got so many cousins in jail right now on marijuana charges. And you can go buy the shit in the store like you grocery shopping. But anyway, anybody have any questions for me? I want to talk a little bit about the not Whitney Houston. I want to talk a little bit about Wendy Williams. Ooh, Lord. And I asked if anybody has seen that Wendy Williams video. And I want to talk a little bit about mental illness in our communities. I did not watch the young man shoot his child just because I don't even want to take in that energy. I'm praying for everybody in that situation. It is the saddest thing I've ever heard of in my life, and I don't want to talk about that, but except to say mental health, under the umbrella of mental health, we want to talk a little bit about that. I hate that it cost so many artists their lives. This is Joseph. I hate that it cost so many artists their lives, or almost cost artists their lives. Billy Porter spoke about it many times. Yeah, it's just, And the thing is, you guys, this is what kind of keeps me going in this whole process, right? I used to care a lot about what people think. I struggle with my weight. I struggle with a lot of things. My big ass black gums and knock knees, not because of Selena. I struggled with that shit well long before that. Until I realized, right? I was having a conversation with a friend, and I'm going to get to some of these responses. I was having a conversation with a friend, and they're just like, everybody's shit stinks. And I was like, damn, you're right. Literally, figuratively, and other, everybody's shit stinks. Why am I worried about what somebody else thinks of me who doesn't love me, doesn't know me, doesn't care about me? And it took me a very long time to get to that place. And I'm not somebody who has an addictive personality, right? It's some shit I'm addicted to, chocolate. Okay, well then I am somebody who's addicted, but I'm not addicted to things that are like, hopefully, things that are gonna speed up my demise. But a lot of people can't just brush it off like that. And I'm like thinking about the Inquirer and how fake that shit was. I'm sorry. Gotta watch everything I say. I don't want the Inquirer people to come after me because I called their magazine fake. I'm sure everything in it is real. Okay. But how we used to really take that shit more seriously than we should have. Can I say it that way? Yeah. No. Once you see behind the curtain, I created coined this phrase as it relates to the little man, the wizard, the little man behind the curtain, controlling shit. When you actually pull that curtain back and you see how small and meek the person that is actually controlling the narrative for an entire community and group of people is, you're like, this the shit are you kidding? And then you just don't, you're not about the bullshit no more. It's just, once you've seen behind the curtain, once you've seen it's just a little man behind the curtain who can't do shit without his hands on the controls. And really all you have to do is just stop being controlled. Just make the decision to stop allowing the shit to happen. You just be like, you know what? I'm done. Bye. And move away from it. You get your power back. It's that easy. I think everyone in some way conforms, in my opinion. This is Denise. It is how far you want to go in any industry. Unfortunately, the music industry displays the mistreatment of uninformed artists. Yep, that's quite true. And you know what happens? Let me read this one as well, Charles. That's why when Cardi B came out, they applauded her and so many others, such as Beyonce, right? Because, at the end of the day, and it's funny because I love me some Cardi B. I don't love everything Cardi B does. I didn't like WAP. I don't want to hear about no, period, on the radio. That's on my, in and out. Here, up there, at home, it's a different situation, but I didn't agree with that. But I love Cardi B. I love her energy. I think she's dope. There are things that she says and I'm like, oh, why did she say that? That goes to the point I was making when I said we can disagree with something and still like each other. I ain't got to like everything. And it's this group think mentality. If you watch Social Conflict, that's one of the things we talked about in the film. This group think mentality in our community is sick. That is crazy. Feeling like everybody got to think the same shit. Everybody got to agree. I don't agree. I had a conversation with one of my best friends in the world and I was like, that's stupid. Like, it's dumb. I hate it. Like, why are you doing that? It's awful. And I love that she and I can have that conversation with each other because she knows my intentions are not to hurt her. Like, if I'm walking out here looking crazy, pull me to the side and be like, what you doing? No, come here. That's whack. Those are the only people I want around me. That's it. That's all. This is why I love where you were going with Curvado, giving plus size women. Yes, absolutely. And Curvado will make its comeback if God says that is the case. If Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. Yep, me too. I love her. I love that she's herself. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, you don't have to agree. We got this whole thing going on in our community where, did you hear what she said about something? Yeah. I can't do fake with nobody for nothing. Keep it real with me. And if you can't keep it real with me, keep it moving, because it's dangerous when you surround yourself with people who tell you what you want to hear. And that's another thing that a lot of artists unfortunately end up in bad situations, because they got a bunch of people around them that are just waiting for them to pay them, or waiting for some clout, or waiting for whatever. It's just crazy to me when I see people. And it's like, I try to, y'all listen, I'm the queen of come on, y'all, let's work together. It's more of us in numbers. That's why I'm always out here promoting Worth. That's why I'm always out here promoting, women's empowerment. I'll be in Chicago Sunday with BWE Next. I'm sorry, BWE Legacy Next. I was coming out here to plug that stuff, and then y'all be having me talking about shit. And I'm long-winded and a wealth of knowledge. So I'm going to talk about it. And my husband going to be coming in here any minute, like wrap that shit up. But I will be at BWE Next, Black Women's Expo in Chicago. And what's crazy, guys, and I'm going to go on ahead and say this because I think it's kind of cool. I don't think we're speaking on the same day, and we probably won't see each other, but to be on a flyer with Brandy from P Valley, I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, you know what? I think she's so dope. I think she's beautiful. I think she's talented. I think she's sexy as hell. I think she is one of the best things about that show. And I know that she has absolutely zero to do with where this thing has gone. So I'm excited to be sharing the space with her, even if we're not on the same day. Go see Brandy Evans, go see Montel Jordan, go see El DeBarge. Who else is on here? Manny Fresh. And come see me on Sunday, you guys. I'm super excited about spending some good quality time with people. And I love having the opportunity to share my knowledge and information. I know that it pisses some people off and it makes some people mad, because some people just want you to be stupid, and some people want you to be broke, and some people want you to be broken. And even if they don't want you to be that, they don't give a shit if you are. And I'm just not that person. I think that everybody deserves the opportunity to thrive. I think that everybody deserves the opportunity to have access to information that can help them have a better life. And I know that when I start getting into that, and I start talking about certain stuff, my algorithms get funny and folks start, my reach gets limited. But if I reach one single solitary person, and that person moves away from one of these live conversations I have and feels inspired to do something and make a positive move in his or her life, I think that's pretty damn dope. So I'm not going to stay on here much longer. Anybody got any more questions? You know how we always be like, I'm not going to stay on here much longer. 2 hours later. Don't be shy. Okay, Denise. Thank you, Denise. Take a sip. What do you think? What do you think we as consumers can do to create a platform for artists that want to be artistically authentic without having to go independent? I think the beautiful thing, while I'm talking about these platforms, right? I love Instagram. Although I've been at 184,000 followers and I lose hundreds of followers every couple of days, which is weird to me because I'm like, I really don't be saying anything that awful, but maybe people just don't want to be inspired, but whatever. So these platforms really are good to be able to reach people as independent artists. I think the bottom line is, when you want longevity and ownership, it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be simple. It's never going to be, something as simple as like coming up with a plan and executing that plan and not deviating from it, because the ground is always shifting in this industry, right? You could make a plan to be, 15 years ago, we've been making a plan. Okay, we go cut some records and we go sell some CDs, and now records don't even sell. And then it was, MP3s. And now it's like, oh, you can just get music out of thin air. So I think you just have to be really creative as an artist today. You guys have, let me say this. Young artists today have it so much easier than we did back in the day, because you can literally follow like your favorite artists, your favorite your favorite executives. You know, you can go to these amazing seminars and panel discussions and stuff that they have, right? Back in the day, honey, it was please listen to my demo. And then you might have to roll that tape around in there because it done came out your bag and right. Yeah, that part. These days they have so much technology where you guys can just grab a mic in your closet and make a record, you know, so much easier. You just have to really be persistent. That is the best advice that I can give anybody trying to break through in anything, which is why if y'all, I know y'all like, if this post worth one more time, consistent, persistent, and let go of the ego, right? And I view ego as easing God out, EGO, easing God out. Stop easing God out of your dreams and your hopes. You know, I know that we see this like microwave talent competition stuff and all of these people who just get 100 billion streams out of nowhere. Trust me, it's way more to it than you see, right? And there is a fourth wall that people can't break through unless you have a machine behind you. But you can get a core audience of people who love your music, who love your films, who love your series and your ideas. You can get a YouTube channel like your girl. Listen, y'all asking me, I'm literally YouTube channel, right? I'm telling everybody and watch the Instagram like, this bitch keeps saying YouTube, don't she? Get a piece of paper. Y'all know what I said. Because that's a whole nother world. Like I just got hip to it. And I'm like, it's people on there that have 5,000 and 10,000 people watching them for hours. And I'm like, this is more than a linear network has watching them. So we have the tools. We just have to be prepared to do the work. And the work is from the bottom up, no pun intended. Why do you think women groups in R&B music started to decline? I'm gonna get into that, and that's a great question. Hold on. To the end, but I have to sign off. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, I'm right. Thank you for bopping in, but we're doing this more consistently. Thank you, Joseph. Why the decline in R&B girl groups? You know what? It's something that happens a lot. It's something that happens, you know, I mean, something that has happened before is what I'm trying to say. So when we first came out, when Browntone first came out, it was sort of an R&B girl group drought. So it just happens. It's just one of them things that you look up and it's like no groups. And then all of a sudden you got an influx of groups. Same thing with male groups. So hopefully with Brownstone and SWV doing shows together and Escape is out there, you know, 90s girl groups are really doing the damn thing. What is it? Oh my gosh, what's their last name? McFadden sister? Is it the McFadden sister? Oh God. Oh, it's a group. They're amazing. I just saw them on Leading Women Defined. Look at We Are LWD on Instagram. We Are LWD is Leading Women Defined. Cannot think of, is it the Isaac? I can't think of the name, and I'm spending the whole night guessing. But dope as hell girl group. So they exist. You just got to support them. All right, any other questions, guys? I've been on here for a good little while. Mental health. Let me say this real quick, and then I'm going to get off, right? You're like, oh, she talked about mental health. So we're in a real dire situation as it relates to mental health issues. Like I said, I did not watch the young man kill his children just because I couldn't. But it's so the woman who sped through traffic 100 miles an hour and killed those people, who I recently heard was not because she was drinking. They didn't find alcohol, allegedly. When we look at what's happening with Wendy Williams. You know, when we look at what happened with Kanye West and, you know, so many other people who are high profile cases of stress and trauma, it can be triggering for a lot of us. And I just want to encourage everyone watching, or who will watch to not be afraid to talk to someone, to be authentic and honest, even if you think people might judge you or look at you sideways. One good friend who loves you and accepts you for who you are and, wants you to be well and will encourage you to do that is better than hundreds of thousands of them in social media or anywhere else cheering you on and don't give a shit about you and will forget about you the day you get sick and need something. Talk to somebody. Talk to someone who, you trust, and talk to a professional. The same way we go to the gym and work out, the same way we go to the salon and get our hair done, the same way we get our nails and lashes and shit and go to the barbershop or whatever, we need to make sure we're checking on our mental health because it is getting hard out here for us. And it's not just for Black women and Black girls and Black boys, Black men, brothers out here, it's hard. Brothers out here are struggling. And I hear a lot of men speaking about how unhappy they are with the relationships between Black men and Black women. And I think that's what Bishop T.D. Jakes was trying to say. And I think it got kind of lost in translation. Oh, this was the point I was going to make, the generalizing of it all. And then I'm going to get off for real. So there is this really sick, twisted, awful, terrible habit of generalizing people. We generalize the police. We generalize Black women. We generalize Black men. We generalize, politicians. We make this blanket general statement and we identify entire groups of people based on a few bad apples and individuals, right? Which is why when you hear me talk about P-Valley and everything I'm going on with this ratchet ass case, I mentioned I have no issues with the cast. I have no issues with people who had nothing to do, in my opinion, with what is, in my opinion, copyright infringement. Because I don't want people to feel like I'm making this blanket statement over people who did not offend me or violate me. It's the same thing when we talk about cops or police. It's the same thing when we talk about Black women. Anytime we issue a blanket statement on a group of people, we are perpetuating a very, very terrible habit and stereotype, and that is the shit that gets people hurt. Period. All the time. Because you're assuming that every police officer you encounter, or every Black woman you encounter, or every Black man you encounter, because you're assuming that they're going to be this stereotype in this picture that has been painted by a culturally incompetent white male lens. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. People react differently. And sometimes your reaction can cause a lot of problems for yourself and other people. So I say to the sister who got slammed to the ground, it wasn't right for you to get slammed to the ground, but we have to be clear on how we need to operate in this world. And you could have got that citation number and all of the other stuff off that ticket, badge number, everything. You could have, without all this being what it was. The climate is too on fire for any of us to be out here trying to prove a point, whether you got a cell phone with you or not. And I'm not saying you're wrong. That's the point. We got to get out of the habit of just because you don't agree with some shit. Just like I said, I love Kelly's, think she's amazing and dope and understand where she's coming from. But I don't think Beyonce was wrong. That doesn't mean I have a problem with Kelly's. I don't think Beyonce was wrong. Now, I think the people who stole Kelly's publishing, well, I see, that's what I'm saying. Take it back. Nobody stole anything. I wasn't there. I don't know. The people who allegedly prevented her from getting paid off that song. I'm glad you're putting this out there that you don't have. I've always said I don't have a problem with the cast, but that doesn't really go as far as me having a problem with the people who infringed on me. I don't have a problem with the cast. I think the cast is tremendously talented, and I wish them the very, very best. And it's bittersweet because I do want, for their sake, for this show to be successful. And all I'm asking is for the people who I believe with everything in my body. And if you go to worfmedia.com/Worf News, that is Worf, WIRF, and you look at that comparison video, and don't miss this show I'm doing on Sunday on Nights with Nicci at 9:30. Rolling my neck and sucking my teeth. If you go in there and you take a look, you'll see somebody infringed. And I don't have a problem with anybody except the people who did that. Okay, so I think this is my group. Oh, okay. Tisha did her videos. Okay. Hold on, I'm about to put her on blast, y'all. Let me call Tisha real quick.
Hello.
Hey girl. Ooh, you sound tired.
Hey, girl.
You on live. You on my live. You fell asleep. You on my live. Don't say nothing crazy.
No, I didn't fall asleep. I'm just tired.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I got the video. See, I got to work, y'all. I got to do some editing. I was on live waiting for my videos. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just I did the best I could. I'm
It's
tired.
fine. I know. And then if we got to do a do-over, it's cool, honey. Ain't nobody getting this at this hour of the morning. If you do another one tomorrow, if you want to, okay, look, I'm talking business on live. Love you. Call, get some rest. Call you tomorrow. Bye. Right. That was a whole lot. I forgot I was on live, about to get all up into it. Okay, guys. So Brownstone, Philly on the 18th. I'll see you in Chicago with BWE next. I'm excited to be sharing the stage with such dope ass people. Brandy Evans from P Valley included in that group of dope ass people. And I'll be in Detroit on the 27th. So check us out with SWV. This is another random ass Nights with Nicci podcast. You can watch the re-air on worth.tv, which is my YouTube channel. And please, y'all, like and subscribe and share. That is how you can help. If you want to know how you can help your sister, help by supporting me at worth.tv and worthmedia.com/worth news. That's it. All right, y'all. It is midnight. I've had a wonderful time spending this time with y'all. Remember, be proactive, not reactive. And everything you believe that you deserve, you can have if you truly believe it and pursue it that way. All right? Nights with Nicci. Peace.